So which we all have studied in our school times, but we never knew that we are going to study again if you want to understand Six Sigma. Because Six Sigma majorly, and this is a very very important thing which I Six Sigma focuses on two things. Okay, one is to improve problem that we're currently at. For example, you're trying to improve the customer satisfaction, or you're trying to improve the efficiency, or you're trying to improve the turnaround time or cycle time, or trying to improve the employee satisfaction, etc., etc. That you can do with the help of Six Sigma. There's another thing also which helps Six Sigma, that is to reduce the variation. Okay, uh, can can someone tell me? And that's why I asked this question from you, because I'm touching upon basic stats now, and I want this question, this concept to be understood by each and everyone. Then only I'll start basic stats. Okay, so I'm asking a question from all of you. Why do you think variance or variation in a process is not good for any business? So that's an open question that I've asked. Please share your opinion.
So variation means a lack of stability. It shows that there's somewhere the stability is getting a hit. So when a system or process or anything, or an organization level or process level, function level, wherever you see variation, it shows that something is not happening with the same rate, same style, same method every time. So that's why at the core something is getting unstable, and that's why variation is not something which is good.
So what will happen if the things are unstable?
Let's say, like, I'm not talking about the external factors like market or something, because that's of course cannot have a static graph. But within the industry itself, I feel that if something is unstable, it shows that this some sort of attention is required. And what will happen if you ask?
Good quality.
Call it.
So what will it impact if my process is not stable, if it's not a good practice, lot of variance or lot of variation? What would happen? What is the thing that I'll not be able to do if I'm a business owner, or if I am the production manager?
I think.
Sorry,
you cannot go to the root cause of the problem.
You will not be able to ensure that the customer would be satisfied, because
so the trust factor
yeah,
trust factor would be somewhere compromised. So
if let's say a customer wants a radio, okay, that works perfectly, so there would be some things that the customer would be able to tolerate, like if there's some static, let's say, or something like that would be able to tolerate. But if there is something that exceeds their tolerance limit, they will be upset. They'll be sending it back, and they'll be bad mouthing the company.
yeah, so somewhere the reputation might be hit, or maybe there would be accidents, or there would be certain image or something, some sort of problems may happen. Like may happen because stability is something which is a foundation for everything. If you're not stable enough in your process, in your own thing, the competitors, if they succeed, that they will have your customers surely.
so what will happen? So I'm asking a why from this. What will happen if my trust is not good, my stability is not good? What would happen?
In few years, you will no longer exist. You will be out of market. There'll be a
Loss of business.
Yeah,
there is one step which we haven't covered. So we are going as per the stage. We are saying our customer would be dissatisfied if I have a lot of variation in my process. I would not be able to show trust. I would not be sustained. And then you said I will be out of the race. But in between, there is one thing which will not happen.
There will be a higher chance of failure. Failure of the exactly. So failure of a certain part, or so the efficiency would take a hit.
Okay, let me give you a situation. Sorry. Please go ahead.
What I was trying to say was your output will not be uniform. Your business will be open for a lot of risks if you have variance throughout your process. So your error rate will be very high.
And then what is it, that thing that which I will not be able to do?
More
You will not
rejections.
you will not have a uniform output. You will not be able to meet the customer expectations.
Okay, let me give you a situation. Let me give you a situation. Okay.
You
For
will be not able to analyze what is the root cause of that problem if the variations are much more high.
But I have
We
already,
can. We
but
can.
I have already,
Yeah,
but I've already analyzed it. I have improved the current state. So let me give you a situation. I have a target of, reaching a sales of a revenue of 10% incremental revenue. Okay. I have a target of reaching 10% incremental revenue. I started this project somewhere in January, and in June I completed it. Okay. I reached the 10% stage. In the month of July or August, I reached to a 12%. Then I reached 15%. Then I reached 18%. Although it is good for my business would be very, very happy कि आपने 10 का target लिया था, आप ज़्यादा बढ़ गए. Okay. There's a lot of variation. Now tell me, is your customer getting dissatisfied? Are you moving out of the race? Is your business unstable? Are your customer dissatisfied? Are you showing unloyalty?
So those were one of the impacts. That could be one of the impacts. But of course, if it is within the process, within the it's not at that level where it can get to the customer directly. Within the function, if it is remained, still there would be. Like when I say customer, it doesn't mean always the customer from outside or in the market. Customers can also be somebody you always work with, you provide service to within the company also. So if there is a dissatisfaction, it will still show that the particular function is not performing good. As in, for example, if HR process, let's say, if I'm an HR and I have been helping the employees with their exit process, and let's say I'm not consistent with my communication, or I'm not giving them proper feedback, or their settlement is getting hit, of course, within the organization, there'll be a distrust to the HR department, and it will give a bad name to them, certain times. So what example you gave, of course, that can be one of the scenarios where it is not directly being hit, because the competition is with you yourself. So in that case, the impact would be, I believe.
But would you not call it as a variation?
Of course, we will.
So is all variation? Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so the thing that I'm saying, even if we are exceeding it, we are not able to, let's say, we won't be able to predict in the future how much we like.
Absolutely. So that's the key word. So can we all clap for him, please?
Yeah.
So absolutely. That's the reason I was trying. I would not be able to forecast. I would not be able to predict. Yeah. So that's why variance is not good for my project. So it's a kind of a memory jogger which you can always keep a note of it. If variation is bad, you can kill it. If variation is good, you recreate it. So for example, the example that I gave, wherein I have exceeded what I have exceeded, okay, or what I expected. In that case, I will shift my target to that extent and see if I can deliver that in a one particular month. Why can't I do it? But I will not ignore it. I will try to identify that what has happened in that particular month. But yes, variation, either it's good or bad, it is not good for my business, because I don't know what has happened in that particular month. It could be I have compromised on my quality. It could be I have acquired some business which I have not gone for. I have done my employees or my team has done some malpractices. I don't know what has happened. Okay. So that's why variance, if there is a lot of variance, the question that I've asked, I would not be able to predict. I would not be able to forecast that what is going to happen in the future. Okay. So that's what I was talking about. But all of you have gave your correct answers in terms of what could it lead to. So that's why Six Sigma focuses on two things: improving the current state from X to Y and reducing the variation. So let's quickly go on to what is stats. This is a normal, you already know. I don't need to explain it to you. Very simple. It is a science of data. It is collection, organization, and interpretation of numerical data. With the help of stats, we will able to come up to a lot of consensus, lot of analysis, lot of decision making, which help us to take this moral. So as I said, we understand why when we do stats and decision making, which means I would be able to decide, I would be able to forecast that what I'm going to have. So this is the nutshell that why stats is very, very important in Six Sigma. Because in Six Sigma, when we work on the matrix, when we work on the improvements, we see sometimes there's a lot of variation. Okay, we see the problem is improving to a certain stage, but there is a lot of variation which I need to reduce. Because if I don't know, I will not be able to predict, and there would be a time when I will not be able to do anything. Then I would require a lot of effort. So apart from improving the current state, I should also look at reducing the variation. So in Six Sigma, when we get into our analyze phase, I would introduce you some of the tools which would help you to see that what is a kind of variation that is there in the process and what is expected out of it, whether I am at the right stage or not. So, and I will also share the techniques that how you will be able to get rid of that variation. Okay. So, but just for now, just remember that in Six Sigma, we are not only trying to improve the current state, we are also trying to improve the variation in the process. Not improve, reduce the variation.